The Hair's on Fleet dev blog this week. A Sniper Games peak. I can do this all week, but I'm not a rapper. 1 like, 1 comment. Everyone knows the rules. You've been wonderful with all the comments. Now, recently, the retention has slightly dropped. So, I don't know if I'm going to have to start docking pay, or I'm going to have to start really cranking this up, because, honestly, there's 1 comment, 1 like. Everybody knows the rules. If you're wondering what this is where I have a look at the dev blog, I pick out the questions that I think are interesting to my community, and I give a quick response and a quick answer to those questions that the community have offered up in the developer stream. We analysed and tested the new melee nerf. We spoke about 18 new maps going into the game and Coltrane. We spoke about the patch notes. We spoke about the last developer stream. Loads of stuff on the channel, so if you're enjoying it, thumbs up, 1 comment, 1 like. Everybody knows the rules. Let's try and absolutely obliterate the comment. Now, interestingly enough, they named this stream NA Pro League Live Week 3, and when I tuned in live today, there was like 300 viewers, and I was like, I know why this has got no viewers. It's because everybody thinks this is Pro League, which is unbelievably boring. So, as always, when I do these, I need to get into role and I need to get into character, so I always need a piece of headwear. So today, let's get into it. I am always positive. I'm always looking forward to the video, and I'm always hoping that they do something spectacular. Look at this already. First question going in. Any skins? Is it going to be one of those, boys? Is it going to be one of those? The only thing that's recently worried me is Halo Reach got announced for PC and Game Pass on December. I know a lot of people, including myself, are going to want to replay the Reach campaign with their friends through Game Pass or through Xbox or whatever. And that's just going to take more players away from Gears. I really do think they need something big to really get people back on the game. As always, if you enjoy the content and you enjoy all of the work I've been putting in and you want to support the channel and help me keep making the videos, I'm so close to reaching my content goal, so hopefully we can reach that content goal. Hold on, we've got no sound. We've got no sound. There's no sound, and where's Ryan? Fuck's sake, it's going to be a shit goddamn episode. No audio, no Ryan, wrong title. It says we're watching Pro. Here we go. Thank you.
Last minute.
Also, just as a build up, just to get your excitement building, I did watch 5 minutes of this stream, and there is one of the funniest fucking answers I've heard in a long time.
Like, especially if you're in a 3v1.
Someone literally just wrote, you're in a 3v1 situation on Cough with 6 shots, you're done.
No, I mean, to me that's not true. Like, I've won plenty of 3v1s. It's just about using smart movement, right? Like, it's about, like...
It's about making the opponent's misses as much as about you hitting your shots.
I know, like, if I'm down to, like, 1 Gnasher, like, Gnash bullet in a 3v1, I make a quick decision. I'm either like, okay, I'm going to go for that one.
God, that was the comment, man. Oh, this is why it's so fucking funny. I'm putting this stuff. Alright, I shouldn't laugh, but come on, man. There's no way, right? There's no way I can describe all of that nuance that goes into the shotgun fights, and then TC Octus just literally goes, bro, I can 3v1 easy. There's no fucking way, bro. Absolutely no fucking way. The only way you 3v1 in this game is this. You sneak up to one of the guys, you one-shot them, the other guy turns around, you one-shot them, and then you have a 1v1. If it's a 3v1, you are never ever doing that shit ever. With 6 fucking bullets, they'll all turn, shoot you, you'll go down, or one of you will get blown up, or you'll get lanced across. I can't believe he can say that with a straight face.
Relied a lot on what we did in phase 1 and phase 2. So it's not a case of, like, we're deprioritizing you, it's just more like, in order to achieve what we want to achieve for you guys, it's just this, like, cascading, hey, we have to get phase 1 to get phase 2 to get phase 3.
Basically, in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, they'll be looking at the sort of lower down the queue, lesser regions and trying to fix matchmaking. Also, the microphones they're using are really crackly, so sorry if that's been picked up. I can't fix that. That's their microphones. But yeah, hopefully that in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe more, maybe less, they fix that, because that sucks that people like from Australia can't play at all.
So there was a couple questions that the rank reset, was it a full reset, or does data from before reset influence initial placement, like season 1 would influence initial placement for season 2? Yeah, that's a great question. So when we did the ranked reset with this one, we do take into consideration some of the performance that you had previously. So we, depending where you were, you're going to get potentially moved into something closer, that is.
The rank system kind of works still, kind of still broken. Like, I've seen people getting MVP and losing points, and I've seen myself winning games or like coming top of the leaderboard and doing really, really well and losing by like 20 points in a 2-to-1 match and still losing points. So I don't think the system's working perfectly, but it's a lot better. But at the same time, like, if you're doing an elo system when you climb in, it literally needs to work perfectly, or it just doesn't need to be there. Like, you can't have these like kind of outliers where one game, like, it just messes up and you lose points, because that's super frustrating if you play really well and lose points. He said that they didn't do a full reset. They took into account previous seasons' ranks and previous game matches. It needed a full, complete reset, because if it was as broken as they were saying, like, to me, if the system is so broken that you're doing a full ranked reset in the middle of the season, stopping people getting their rewards, and basically wiping all of the progress and all of the grind that people have put in for months, and you're wiping all of that away, it shouldn't be taking into account games where I had to play on 200 ping versus Americans in like a 5v4. It should have been a complete reset, in my opinion. The positives of an elo system that's semi-broken are worth all of this development time and all of this effort. I would just scrap it completely. It's getting better, but I think it frustrates more people than it does make happy, if that makes sense, I think.
Give the fans what they want. News on Gears Tactics.
Last couple of developer streams go about reducing the Roadie Run shoot delay in order to make Roadie Run Strafe more viable again.
Yes, this was my question, and someone's re-asked the question. Yo, shout out to whoever asked the Roadie Run Strafe question.
One of the things we are looking at right now, and it's kind of like, it's very early, so I don't want it to be something that people think this is going to be something you'll see in a WhatsApp in a week or two, is we are investigating what we can maybe do to continue to deepen the movement. So there is conversations happening about it, but like right now it's all conversations, right? It's like
I guess that's good and bad depending on how you look at it. It's good that we're getting the information early and that we're knowing that the studio are discussing the Roadie Run delay. However, we knew they were discussing it in the last developer stream a couple weeks ago. It sounds like there's still, it says it wouldn't be in another WhatsApp or another WhatsApp, so it would be like months away. So it sounds like to me it's going to be months and months away. Worrying, because like I said, there are other games like Halo, then there'll be like Christmas games, then there'll be like Boxing Day sales where people will be buying all different types of games, and they'll be playing all of this new content, and then are they going to come back in a couple of months' time for like a Roadie Run delay removal? It's, I don't know, like, I feel like they're just kind of missing the mark on like what's important. You could argue that this Roadie Run delay isn't important because it's only going to bring a few people back, but at the same time, I think if you want to build the franchise back up, it needs to start having good core gameplay. I get a lot of comments yesterday saying people have uninstalled. I get a lot of tweets saying this was the final straw, I've uninstalled. Yesterday I did my 5 placements, and in my 5 placements I played with the same basically exact team 5 times in a row. There are so few players that I'm like something big needs to happen.
Put you a little bit, and this is where that season 1 placement, and there might be a few tweaks where there may be a few outliers with this one that we're looking at, and we can we'll resolve for future for the next operation. But we want to get you a little bit below where you are, so you kind of work your way up to your rank, because it is meant to be a not like, we know you're going to be like, so for example, we know that Dana, you're a silver 2, like that's kind of really where I end up netting out. If the thinking is, well, Dana, we put you at a bronze 3, then you can work your way into a silver 2. That's kind of the...
I'm trying not to cough it because I'm still kind of ill. For me, Gears isn't that game. CSGO is like an example of a shooter that works within the elo system because it's pixel perfect. It's tested by absolute high level players to the frame you know, to the very, very frame, it's accurate. You don't trade on CSGO. If you shoot, you know, you control the recoil. It's very, very technical, very skilled. So when you win, 9 times out of 10, you've played well and contributed to that victory, and then you go up in rank. Or you play really, really well, and the game recognizes you play well, and even when you lose, you might not lose MMR, you might just stay even, or you might gain some. And that works because the game is really high-level, technical, clean gameplay. Gears, for me, isn't that. There's sponging goes on, there's lagging goes on, there's weird aim assist that goes on, there's generally a lot of odd, imbalanced weapons, there's poor maps, there's stacks versus no stacks, there's 5-mans versus solo, and when all of that is going on, that's not a clean laddering system, so I personally don't care about it. So that's why I struggle to get involved in the ranking system, because of all of those issues. That there's so many little niggling broken things that I'm like, I don't want to get myself stressed out about a ranking system inside of a pretty broken, poor esports game, because I know people love Gears esports, and I've always competed in Gears, not anymore, but I used to, and I know people love competitive gameplay, but for me, like, Gears just isn't clean enough to merit an elo system right now. And so I think it just becomes slightly problematic for a lot of players. Like, you can see this guy, I went 77 and 16 in escalation for 40 points. Now that might be an outlier, that might be a one-off case, but the fact it happens is like, that guy had a terrible experience. Like, that doesn't happen in League. If I play League of Legends and win, I've never once gone down in points, so I can invest my time and get involved in the system because it works. You can't get involved in the Gears system because there's, again, so many issues all around where you're like, why should I get myself stressed out and play only for the win? Because when you're playing only for the win and only for the points, you'll do anything. Oh, I'm about to go down, but I need to win to get elo. I'll melee him down. I'll lancer this guy down. You know, I'll spam grenades. I'll tag. I'll camp walls. And everybody's out there to get the victory because that's all that matters. And it just creates this sweaty gameplay. And it creates sweaty gameplay for a system that doesn't even work. So you have to play versus all this shit sweating, and at the end of it, it might not, and if at the end of it, even if you beat the guys, it still might be broken, and that's my issue right now.
About what you like about it, what you don't. Last week we kind of talked about the fact that we feel like Tour 2's a step forward, and we think you'll really like it, but we'll have further refinements coming that can't quite make it for Tour 2 based on those discussions that will continue to improve it. In terms of being a bit more friendly to the way you want to play. I think, are we allowed to say anything about Tour 2 feature-wise yet? Like,
no,
in terms of, like,
nothing.
No?
9!
Oh.
Okay, so there's probably going to be, we've got an hour and 40, there's probably going to be a load of Tour questions. I've done 3 or 4 of these developer blogs, so if you're interested in specifically Tour-based questions, head back and check the timestamps of the previous videos, because they're going to have a lot of Tour answers in. I will include the relevant new Tour questions, because we've had the same question answered over and over again. Are you trying to improve it? Will iron be a grindable currency, etc, etc. So we've had all these questions before, so I'm just going to put the new question in an answer. So if there's no Tour questions in the video, it doesn't mean they haven't answered any, it just means there hasn't been anything new to the channel. So just a quick explanation.
FARS is getting some significant buffs into U3, so FARS will become a lot more viable. You know, like, one of the big pieces of feedback we heard is that, you know, you can't even one-shot headshot like a DB, and so we're going to be buffing a bunch of his cards to make sure that's the case and to make him more viable and more of a headshot supreme master. Some
of the questions I'm not going to have a comment on because I don't know everything about the game. I just have an opinion. With Horde, I don't play too much Horde, so I'll try and include some Horde related or escape related questions, and I just won't give a comment because I don't want to comment on something I don't know. However, what I will say is one of the reasons I don't play Horde, and I don't know if this is just me, I like to play on the harder difficulties, and I feel like you can't do the harder difficulties of like escape and Horde without prior grinding and unlocking cards. So it doesn't come down to your skill. I mean, it does, but to enable you to enable it to come down to your skill, you need to also have the cards, and to have the cards you need to have grinded a lot and get these RNG cards given out to you, or have enough scrap to upgrade the cards yourself. And honestly, I don't have a lot of scrap. I think I got a gold gun for 2,000 scrap, and that's all I've earned this whole time I've played Gears. I really don't get much scrap at all, which then makes me not want to play Horde, because I find the casual difficulty very boring, and I can't seemingly do the super hard difficulties without really good upgrades apparently.
So we're getting a lot of aim assist questions. What is the thought process behind having core aim assist for ranked, King of the Hill, Guardian, and competitive escalation? Surely all ranked game modes should be considered competitive and have uniform tuning. I, on that one, am going to defer to Mr. Ryan Cleven, and we'll have him on the next one, and we can talk a little bit about that, because there's a whole bunch of nuance on the way that's working, and I don't feel comfortable in saying something that may get misinterpreted.
So that question was just completely dodged pretty much. I understand he's not dodging it, he's passing it on to somebody that knows more. Ryan does know more about the specific aim assist questions, but I mean, Ryan, every time he gets asked, basically just says, there's 3 types of aim assist. It makes the gun feel good to shoot. Players generally like when a gun feels good. There is no aim assist in execution and escalation, but I can't find games in that, so I have to play King of the Hill or TDM. And in TDM ranked and King of the Hill ranked, I find that a competitive game mode because there is an ELO system attached to it. Why is there aim assist in a game with ELO attached into it? Ryan then normally says, well, we're actually thinking of including a toggle in future so you can turn it off, and then as a result you will get more bonuses to your MMR or other like buffs as a result of making the game harder for yourself. You get to earn bonus if you win. But I mean, why would I ever turn off aim assist in a ranked competitive environment when really the only thing that matters about the Gears of War ranking system is winning? So why would I turn off aim assist if it helps me win? No one else is going to turn it off. A toggle for aim assist is daft, and I think they just need to accept, listen, you can just give yourself some good PR, just get rid of aim assist out of all the games or whatever, you know, not complete aim assist. You still need some in a console so it actually functions as a console game. But get rid of all of the friction and all of like the magnetism and the extra stuff that's been added in Gears 5. Because when you play a custom game, it feels way different to play in ranked King of the Hill. Like I just don't see a reason for it to be in the game. This question is actually pissing me off. Like, just remove it.
Oh, 8 shots back into the Gnasher. So we talked about that when the damage on the Gnasher is really strong in this game, and we wanted to give as a balance to increase the difficulty of the Gnasher with those fights. To make you're more thoughtful, so you're not just spamming your shots. We wanted you to make sure you're holding your shots and having them, make sure you just land your shots. Change. I personally find it frustrating, but that's because I miss shots, and I know. But that was the thing. I don't know if you have anything to add about the 6 versus 8.
No, I mean, it like you said, like the decision it was basically to make it so that if you're in a Gnasher fight and you have a kind of a prolonged engagement, essentially like being smart with your shots can win you a fight.
All right, I'm going to interject here because again, I feel like they don't understand Gears on a fundamental level. So Gears, to me, on a fundamental level, is you start the engagement with a shotgun from like mid-range, and then you try to work your way in. And you work your way in through strafing, maybe the odd wall bounce in older franchises, and then you try and blow them up. And the way you blow them up is you get right into their chest. It's not a big gib range, it's really, really small, kind of like the old Gears 4 competitive tuning, and then it blows them up. And with 8 shots, what you can do is you can start the fight further back, and you can start shelling them and peppering them down from a distance, and you can start strafing and moving and working your way into that one shot. And then it becomes like this thing of, as you're working your way in, if you've landed enough shots, you can think, hey, I don't actually need to gamble on the one shot. like, so I don't have to get that 99 in one. You don't have to do that gamble because you've landed enough shots from medium range that he's pretty red, that then you can sit you can then sit out of gib range and you can carry on landing shots and then down that person, and then you take the gambling aspect out of the one shot, and that's a reward for you. So you get the down as a reward for landing shots out of the gib range and landing multiple shots to get them red enough to go down. That's a very nuanced point that hopefully people are understanding what I'm getting at, and I think that's important to note, because in Gears 5 and 4 in a way, maybe not 4 but let's say 5 just to keep it on track, and Gears 5, it's like, because you have 6 bullets and because it doesn't do that much damage from a distance, you don't start the fight from a distance and start landing shots and working your way in. What ends up happening is you think to yourself, I can't really down the guy consistently, and there's multiple people coming at me, and the movement speed's kind of slow, and the movement speed is not great for strafing, and you can't Roadie Run Strafe, and going side to side with aim assist, you basically just get hit. It's really hard to outstrafe someone in this game, pretty much impossible against a half decent player. So because that's taken out of your like arsenal and your like the tricks and skill that you've learned, you basically have to do this, and this is why people get frustrated, is they think, right, I can't land multiple shots and I can't take like 3v1 by outstrafing everybody in Roadie Run Strafing, so I have to do this. I've got 6 bullets, I'm just going to steam in and try one-shot him. If you misjudge that one-shot range by a pixel, or there's ever so slight server lag and he's slightly further back than you think he is, or you're slightly further back on this guy's screen, like you're in gib range on your screen but on his screen he's not, and then it takes his screen's priority, you end up shooting, not blowing the guy up, doing 99 or 98 in one. He then moves forward a tiny bit and one-shots you, and then you're like, great. Or you do time it perfectly and you run in and you go one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot, and you get a quad kill with 4 one-shots. And that's what this game has become to me, and I am going to speak on this again a little bit longer, because yeah, that's what this game has become to me. It's become a game of, fingers crossed, I can guess the gib range mixed with server latency and chain one-shots rather than landing multiple shots and moving. People that love the 6-shot shotgun probably are playing for that Steam one-shot playlist, whereas people that come from maybe Gears 1, 2 and maybe even 3, they like to start the fight a little bit further back, land more shots, not gamble and go for the down. But this game isn't about downs, and it's not about strafing. It's literally about up A speed boost one-shots or chaining one-shots, and that's where it becomes, for me, a very unenjoyable game, because when I sign in, I'm just kind of like, here's what Gears 5 is going to be today. It's going to be, I get a load of one-shots and it feels good, or I don't get the one-shots and it feels bad. And it used to be in Gears 1, you'd land a load of shots, you'd strafe, and then you might get a body, and that's where the phrase came from, oh shit, you bodied him. He's the gib, the blood, everything, you bodied that guy. It was like a big thing getting a one-shot blow up in a 2v1 or something. In this game, when you blow somebody up, it's just like, yeah, that's what the shotgun does. So I am speaking on this for a long time, but I think it's a point that people are not understanding, and I have never really told my position on it. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, you'll see a lot of people that are like, I'm getting 99 in 2, I'm getting 99 in 1, etc. And they're not understanding that the way the game has been balanced is that's what it does. I showed in the video that it's like a 5-shot down, and then you move a pixel forward and it's a 2-shot down. So what might have happened is you might have shot your first shot, you move in, and then you're ever not so slightly in the 2-shot down range, and then you do 99, and then he 2-shots downs you because he did it in the 2-shot down range. There's no gradual change from like doing 5-shot downs to 2-shot downs. And the reason there is no gradual change is because the gib range is big and there's less room to maneuver. That's why I got in the argument a couple weeks ago when I said Ryan understands the franchise. The reason I said Ryan understands the franchise is because he pointed out the same thing that I'm saying now, that the reason you get this shit fest of a game is because you can't have nuanced, detailed, deep fights in Gears 5 because the gib range is big. You then have a 2-shot down, 4-shot down, because there's no room to maneuver, because this room to maneuver is your shotgun fight, and half of it's gone because half of it is gib range. If it was moved back, there could be a more gradual fall off, they could add more bullets, they could do a load of things, and also if 1-shot downs existed, they could do even more. Ryan again said he can't do any of this because basically the community cry about 1-shot downs and 99% in 1, but the community aren't understanding why 99% in 1 exists, and hopefully I've explained that. And I just feel like this answer I'm giving now explains a lot, and I feel like these developers should know this. They should be able to give this information. Now, I'm probably wrong on some of the points, but I feel like I at least tried to answer fairly, and I feel like it's just annoying when they just go, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. It's a design choice. It's a philosophy. Oh, it's because I'm missing shot. It's not. It's really fucked with the game, and it's why a lot of people hate the game is this whole 1-shot, 6-bullet crap.
That's how Chrome Steel looks. Because it adds bland... Oh, sorry, I thought it was that. Right now, there's no plans to change Chrome Steel, but we will pass along your feedback. We need more craftable skins, not purchasable skins. Thank you. That feedback has also been passed along.
Like, I feel like that's just... I don't want to say the guy's lying. I'm not saying that. But when somebody says we need a load more craftable skins and they just say, yeah, we'll pass it on to the team, does anybody really believe that that is going to get passed on to the team and that there's going to be a load more craftable skins? There's not. Craftable skins is good for the game. It's not good for the pockets. Like, why would you have good craftable skins when people are out there buying skins and spending money on skins? That's the problem. There are people like doing skin showcases for every single skin, but also moaning that the shop's crap or something. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. If you like buying skins or showing off skins, you can't then complain that skins are expensive. It's like, I think sometimes you have to make a stand. Like, I haven't bought anything in the store. There are a few skins. I think I play a lot of Gears. I'd probably buy that skin, but I'm not buying it just out of principle. Like, I'm not supporting this fucking shit shop. I'm not even, I'm not even using my free iron. Yesterday there was a cog tag mark that looked okay, and I thought, I've got 100 iron, it costs 100, the iron was free, and I thought, no, I don't want it going on their statistics of, oh yeah, today we made this much iron. Like, I'd rather not, mate.
It seems the community hates character classes in Horde. Has there been any talk about them being removed in the next game? Or any talk at all?
Everyone in the community hating it. There's definitely people out there who, feel like it could be better without it. But Horde is doing extremely well numerically, better than Gears 4. So we have to take that into account as well. And that's not to say that you guys are wrong or that number couldn't be bigger if it wasn't that way. But Horde is actually doing really well, which is awesome to see. So,
alright, Horde may be doing well, but I have so many comments on my YouTube channel, which obviously is such a niche sort of comparable number to their numbers that they have. But every comment I get about Horde is awful. Can you please talk to them about Horde? But also, is Horde not doing better? Because for a lot of players, servers don't work, so they're playing Horde. And also, to do Tour of Duty, you literally need to spend a lot of time inside of Horde, which is going to bump up the Horde numbers itself. So maybe it's that, or they factor that in. I don't think Horde is a better experience from what I've been reading on my channel and Twitter and Reddit and stuff. Maybe the numbers are just going up because people are just forced to play it.
That one I don't know. I'd have to...
It's a bug I've got logged.
Is it a log? Yeah.
Yeah, so it will trigger if the person gets flashed, but not if they, like, even if they're not stunned and they just get the flash effect, it will trigger. That's something we're looking at.
Okay.
Somebody asked that yesterday on my channel. Can you speak to them about it? Somebody already brought it up. They're looking at it. Hopefully they fix that, because I guess it would be a nice quality of life change to only get the hit marker if they were stunned, but also a nice quality of life change would just be to remove the goddamn fucking flashbangs, because they're just awful. Get rid of them, please.
So well. You can check that out and get your characters leveled up. I know I'm going to spend A lot of my weekend getting my Lani and Keegan to 15 finally. My Mac is like 18.
So, for those escape players, it is double character XP if you've got a boost. And how do you get a boost? You pay money. To my knowledge, that's how you get an XP boost. So, you know, no comment.
Thank you for your feedback. We have conversations all the time internally here about a variety of issues. Hold on. What skin is that for the
Pumpkin one.
That is an amazing skin.
Yep.
I love that skin. Sorry, I got distracted. I haven't seen that one before.
Well, you missed out on it, Dana.
I did. Damn it.
I mean, it's almost comedy level, really, isn't it? A guy posts the question, "Hey man, your skins are really fucking expensive," and his answer gets interrupted by somebody saying, "Hey, what's that skin? Oh, it's the pumpkin skin. Damn, that skin looks good. Oh, you missed that skin because that was an event only skin. Oh, wow, like it, like I don't know."
So we are that has been passed along, and there are always conversations going on how we can improve the overall experience. The store is certainly one of them that we are chatting about. Please fix the ranking AFK problem. That AFK is a tricky one because we don't want to punish somebody that is like ran to the washroom between rounds and is just coming back or something along those lines. So we don't want to kick somebody immediately, but we know that someone being out of the match for even 60 seconds, depending on the mode, can
Are we really going there? That they don't want to kick somebody that's slightly late back to ranked or is slightly doing something or is AFK for 60 seconds? Like, honestly, yesterday I played a game where it was like a 35-minute absolute grudge match, King of the Hill, and it came down to like we were both on like 176 points each and it was 1-1, and then randomly this guy on our team and then some other guy on our team just stood still whilst we were trying to hold it for like, I'd say he stood still for like a minute, and whilst we were holding it off, we then got wiped, and because they hadn't moved, they weren't in there to contest, so whilst we were waiting to respawn, they just capped it and won. And it was really, really miserable. And it's like, what do you mean you don't know how to solve it? It's literally, this is how CSGO does it. You just go, okay, here's how you do it. CSGO goes, you are entering into ranked. This is a fucking serious game mode, boys. Do not play this game mode unless you have got an hour of free time. If you do not have an hour of free time, if you think you might need to let your dog out to go to the fucking garden to do his shit, mate, if you think you need to pick up your kid, if you think you need to take a cake out of the oven, whatever it may be, if you don't think you can commit a set amount of time to ranked, do not go into this mode. If you do and you go AFK, leave a buster, which is a system in Gears of War, a system in League of Legends, that if you stand still for so long, it just goes, bro, you're AFK. Unlucky, you lose your rank points, you're getting kicked, you're getting banned, you're getting timeout. On CSGO, you can vote kick, and if you get kicked, you can get on you just get booted out of the game, and then you get a bot replace, and it shares the money, or, and then obviously you don't get your rank and your points because you've been kicked. Or you can just get competitive cooldown if you quit out. You get like, boom, here's a day ban. You're not playing ranked for a day. And then people are going to say that's too harsh. Well, unfortunately, fringe cases do exist where you disconnect and crash and that shit, I know. But for the health of the game, quitters need to be fixed.
I like this. Bullet FMB says, it's amazing how much one player leaving makes a difference in King of the Hill. Never seen anything like it. I think that talks about like the balance of the matches initially to begin with. That like how you're starting the game, and it's we try our hardest to make sure the vast majority of games are very evenly matched. And you have one person out because they're so evenly matched. You take that person out, and it becomes a total like.
I don't think it becomes a total shitfest in a 4v5 because you've balanced the game that well. I think the game in a 4v5 becomes completely different because Gears to me is balanced around 4v4, And when there's 4 players, there's so much more sort of maneuverability and breathing room that you're not getting crossed. And it's not that the other team are so equally matched that you need 5 people to go up against it. It's just a sheer numbers thing that with 5 people, if you attack a hill, let's take the sniper point on exhibit. You have 1 guy at the back, you have 1 guy to the right, you have 1 guy to the left. If there's 4 people, you sprint in, and maybe there's another guy to the left or to the right, and you can like kind of focus your attention more to the left side because there's more people, and then you sort of clean out that area, and then you move through all the areas, and you kind of don't get crossed as much because there's just simply less people. When it is 5 people and you have 4, you attack the hill, you have 1 person at the back, 1 person at the right, 1 person at the left, another person at the right. So then you think, right, we need to deal with the left-hand side. The left-hand side's weaker, there's only 1 guy. You run over there, and then you're also getting crossed from above because there's an extra guy. I don't think it's that they've balanced the game so well and the system's working so brilliantly that you notice the 4v5 like instantly. I think that's just a problem with Gears fundamentally, that with 5 people there's no fucking room to breathe and no room to move, and then all of a sudden when there's 4 people, you're like either A, whoa, there's so much room, I'm not getting crossed if you're the 5 people versus the 4, or if you're the 4 people, you're like, shit, there's absolutely nothing we can do, there's too many angles to cover.
Yeah, it was, and I loved it. It was super good warm-up.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun just playing with friends, so we would just sit down, and it was a pretty easy way just to chat and run around and shooting and such, so I enjoyed that. So, yeah, hopefully we'll bring it back soon.
Interesting to note there, but for a company that prides themselves on looking at stats and really figuring out what the community wants based off stats, they just said there that that was their 3rd most popular playlist. So you've got to ask yourself, when you launched Gears 5, why would you not include your 3rd most popular playlist? That doesn't really make any sense to me.
Ambitious Sloth, which, let's be honest, is a pretty rad name. You know what? A sloth can be ambitious. They just maybe aren't fast. Shit, now I've lost your question.
Alright, I'm including that because I actually remember that Ambitious Sloth commenting on my YouTube, so shout out to the Ambitious Sloth.
There. We should have the choice between PvP and PvE for tour objectives. Not only would that improve players' experience, but it would also incentivize them to use their iron on new objectives. So you're talking about the daily objectives. We've heard that feedback, and we have passed that along, and it's a balance because we want to make sure that the objectives drive a little bit of sampling, but we also know that there are some people that primarily have experiences that they want to play. Fix the terribly broken shotgun. Pace. If you want to give more specific feedback, I will say and I'm not disputing that you may not like the shotgun, but I will say that out of all
the terribly broken shotgun piece
and the breaker, so we can add it to things that we can look at, but it is not a it's not one that we're seeing a ton of comments around right now. It is meant to be a trickier, slightly more OP shot,
Yeah,
like close range weapon, like close to medium range.
Hold on a minute, did he just say the Overkill is meant to be a trickier shotgun to use? How is the Overkill in any way trickier to use?
At higher levels. It's why we put all the skills in the actual progression system this time. So at the very least, everyone has access just by leveling to those skills rather than the randomness that came with it before it.
Yeah.
I think what could be really interesting is potentially doing events where the drop rate is higher or guaranteed, and I know we've talked about that as an idea.
I would say that there's a lot of people that dislike the RNG behind the Horde card, but I think one of the worst things they could do is an event that gives a guaranteed or double reward, because then it's going to make people go on a regular day, oh, I'm probably not going to play today. If I'm going to play, I may as well wait for the double XP day. Or the people that have spent like months grinding for a certain card then find out, oh, if you'd have waited and just played next Saturday, you would have got it guaranteed. I think that would frustrate a lot of people.
Strafe felt so much better in Gears 4.
Yeah, it's because the locomotion, so I'll try and show it here. So there's a bit more locomotion, so you see the switch, there's almost like a slowdown as you do that. It's like a locomotion, what we call locomotion. Hold Oh god, I thought it was going to go right again. Well played. That's something that we're looking at. Like when we talk about the depth of movement, like the idea of potentially making a more strafey support game is one of the ideas. Like, and it was part of Jim Bob's stuff.
I've been championing this since I made that video, and I've been championing this since Gears 2 on the forums. The strafe is fundamental to Gears. People want to strafe in this game. You can't fucking strafe, and he's just explained it there. It's literally slowed down. You are slowed down when you try to strafe. Then you try to strafe around somebody with aim assist. The guy starts shooting at me, and he like, I'll start my strafe. I'll go left, left again, right, left, left again, and then left again. And I'll be trying to do all this confusing strafe movement, and the guy's like looking at me. He's like this. He's like, what's he trying to do? What's he trying to do? Let me just go 1 shot, 2 shot, and he just lands 2 shots, and I'm sat there like, wait a minute, am I not strafing? Is this not something I've practiced for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years? Am I not good at this? Am I doing this badly? And then it's just like, yeah, you can't strafe in this game, and that just shows that it's a design choice, a fundamental design choice to not let players strafe.
The tour?
Yeah, they mean for XP level.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. No, but again, we want to give that exclusivity, and we want to reward the people for when they were for participating in that specific tour.
Our tour screen.
So they're saying that they want to give exclusivity, but they can give exclusivity to something that is not a campaign-based skin for people that play the campaign, right? So you play through the campaign, and you see all these like character like outfits that they're wearing, and you think, hey, I want to unlock that like the previous games, like in Gears 2 and 3 and 1, you could unlock characters or you could unlock skins for beating the game. So that you can't do that in this game. They're just locked forever, and once that time is gone, they're gone. And that's their policy on exclusivity. Now, exclusivity is fine. I've got loads of exclusive stuff inside other games, but when it's like a key thing, the only thing when it's a key thing, it's kind of bad, because really, like, that's a character skin that you should, like, if you beat the game on Insane, get Winter Kate or something, you know? Why not? Why? Because they want basically people to grind the tour, and when people grind the tour and they're thinking, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to finish the tour, they might spend iron on re-rolling. So it's just another way to generate money for content that should be given out as a campaign reward in previous games, in my opinion. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with exclusivity, but exclusivity of people and characters that are really, really popular is bad. And also, you've got to think about, you know, if you buy the game, let's say on Christmas, or you buy the game March, you pick up the game, you think, I really want to play Gears, and then you start playing Gears, and you're like, everyone else has got all this content, and I just can't get it through unlocks, and the only thing I can unlock is what's inside the tour. You basically... They're kind of screwing themselves over in a way, because they've spent all this development time creating all of these skins, and then when a new player goes and picks up the game in March, all of that previous content they can never get, so they just look at it and go, huh, that's all you can unlock in Gears is Tour 4's content? Oh, there's not much stuff in Tour 4 that I like, not really bothered about grinding that. Okay, I've finished the campaign, done a bit of multiplayer, Tour 4 doesn't interest me, I'm going to leave. But if there was Tour 3, Tour 2, Tour 1, and then campaign skins content that you could unlock previously, they might be like, hey, I might go ahead and work on that. So I understand exclusivity, but also it's kind of shit, because it just means that when you pick up the game, there's just like no content. All the previous content doesn't exist, which is like bad, because it makes the Gears devs themselves look like they haven't put any content in the game. They have, they've then just locked it away. So I don't know. That is the end of the dev blog. You can see it has gone pretty damn dark. I've been sat watching this for a couple hours, well, 2 hours 50 I've been watching it for. Now I'm going to go and edit it and watch another 2 hours 50. So if you enjoy the work I'm doing, smash a like, a comment, and a subscribe. If you want to go a step further, you can support the content goal. We're trying to hit that content goal. We're like 86%. If you want to do a Twitch Prime or whatever, that would be really, really appreciated. Or, you know, there are loads of ways to support me. Hopefully you're enjoying the work I'm doing. Probably won't have any videos over the weekend. Also, if you've missed my current selection of videos, you know, there's loads of content you can watch over the weekend. If you haven't missed anything, then great, you're fully caught up. If you have missed anything, there's loads of videos here. If you go to my community tab, my community tab, normally I'll tweet, you can leave me a comment. Here I was asking, you know, I'm heading off, but is anybody interested in doing Gears of War 1 PC open lobby at some point? We've had 359 votes, so let me know what you think. Yeah, it sounds fun, and I'd get Gears 1 PC. Yeah, I'd probably watch, but I wouldn't play. No, it sounds boring. Also, if you want me to discuss anything generally about Gears 5, leave a comment here, and I'm going to do a video where I talk about all these points. So if you want me to discuss anything in particular, leave it here. Thanks for watching. If you want to support, you can support with likes, comments, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Appreciate it all. Take it easy. Also, this video recording is 3 hours 50 long at this point, so my god, I hope this video saves.